I'm actually thankful to be here. I was invited to speak by my very, very good friend and brother, Neeraj Gorkle. If any of you know Neeraj, I've known him for 18 years now, since I first moved to DC. He was actually the first friend that I made. So I'm thankful to be here. Thank you. I consider myself adopted Nepali. Originally, I'm Afghan. My my ancestors hail from Afghanistan. My grandmother's from Rajasthan. After the partition, we moved to Karachi. I was born in Karachi. And we've lived in the United States and Arizona for many, many years. And I moved to Washington, D.C. about 18 years ago. And the reason I moved to D.C. is because, well, I escaped Arizona, because even after escaping my child marriage, my parents kept forcing me and kept trying to force me into unwanted rishtas. And constantly their answer to my escaping my child marriage and forced marriage was that I should get married again. And that's what's going to solve all the problems that they originally created for me. So that's why I'm here, to have this hard talk about the issue of child marriage and forced marriage in the South Asian community in the United States that continues to plague the community. And girls all across the globe are getting married off, unfortunately, but it's still happening in the South Asian community in the United States, still. And I'm sure that there are many girls here that you've heard of that have been married off or have been taken abroad and married into rishtas, unwanted marriages, and they're still happening. Whether it's because their parents want to keep the tradition, which is fantastic, we love our tradition, but when it's anything that's unwanted or a child is forced into it, that's not how it should be happening. And I'm an advocate to remind everybody in the community that if you see it, you have to speak up, because those girls are not getting educated. And my job now, after leaving the FBI, is to advocate, to help pass laws. 11 states out of 50 have only passed laws to end child marriage, with 18 no exceptions. The rest of the states in the United States still have and allow child marriage. And some of those states actually have zero limits. California is our next one, battleground state that we're fighting, saying, hey, your limit for a child to get married is actually 0. And so that's what we're working with Unchained at Last and the Tahiri Justice Center and the Ayan AHA Foundation, the Ayan Hershey Ali Foundation, are 3 of the biggest national NGOs that we work with to end child marriage. And I'm also on the Anti-Trafficking Coalition that meets with Congress to pass very strict anti-trafficking laws, because we have a lot of children that are being trafficked online, actually. And so I'm working with a lot of the NGOs, anti-trafficking NGOs, that meet with lawmakers on Congress, at Congress, to pass our anti-trafficking laws. And I also train law enforcement and anti-trafficking coalitions on how to better help the immigrant and refugee populations that have newly arrived in the United States. Because let's face it, those refugee populations, those immigrant populations are struggling. And one of the ways that they are struggling is financial, emotional. They still have a lot of trauma from leaving their homeland, coming here. A lot of them, we all know that a lot of the Afghan refugee populations, a lot of populations from Africa, Ukraine, they're arriving here in a very traumatic state. They're not doing well, and a lot of their economic situation, and especially they're taking it out on their children. And the children are getting married off, and a lot of them are getting trafficked. A friend of mine in Arizona helps rehouse children who are from Afghanistan, who have lost their parents, and it's very difficult to see what's happening to these children. And the minute the child is of a certain age, everybody thinks that we should get them just married off, because that's going to help them, and it doesn't help them, because it stops their education. These children have the children have children right away, which completely destroys their health, their reproductive health, their emotional health. And you have a child, then that's raising a child and growing up in a household filled with domestic violence, which is continuing the cycle. And if you see this in your community, please speak up. Please reach out. You can email me and I will help you reach out to the proper NGO and reach out to the proper individuals who can get help. There are many NGOs in the United States who help girls who may be at risk of being taken abroad without their consent to be forcefully married off. Please, if you hear something about that, don't just sit there, don't speak up. Also in the United States, if you hear about girls being forcefully married off, please speak up. Every girl deserves an education. Everybody deserves to marry the person that they are happy with, that they feel loved and safe with. I am happily remarried to my husband, Andrew Taylor, and believe it or not, he is just amazing, and we have two beautiful children, 10 and 12 years old, and living like a spoiled life. My happiness, with a 14-year-old cat who we're trying to get her to stop peeing everywhere. Two amazing children who are half Norwegian, half Desi, who know they're half Norwegian and half Desi and love the history of, where they're from and love everything about themselves. And my children who actually know that their mom is an advocate, who are constantly talking about how we should stop child marriage. And yeah. So if you have any questions, please reach out.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Do you have a number of Afghanis who are residing in the United States?
I do not have their phone number, but I
No.
do know a
I'm
number
assuming
of
how many
NGOs.
people are-
Like the number, we can look it up. I mean, we can easily look that up. That's DHS, so DHS has the statistics.
I know that.
Online
If you know that,
of-
would you kindly tell me?
Oh, can I spit that out to you right now? I can't spit that out to you.
That's okay.
Like, that's like,
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
I have it on my slides.
But we have a lot of compassion and Afghans, women.
Absolutely.
They are brutally demonized, by those political top, whoever, that's, surrounding the Afghanistan country. That was a beautiful country.
Absolutely.
During the reign of,
Absolutely.
when the kingship was there.
Oh, yes.
We'll come back. We'll come back after our presentations.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
We'll have a social hour later.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
What happened was horrible.
Thank you, Sasha.